Good morning. This is Father Stephen Kelly from St. John's Church in Detroit. We're continuing our series of daily morning meditations, where we generally look at one or another lessons that are assigned for morning or evening prayer, what is known as the daily office lectionary. I thought today for Saturday we do a little deviation. We look at the first lesson that's assigned for evening prayer because we've started one of the minor prophets. Now remember, there are some people we call the major prophets: Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, and they have large, intense amounts of writing in the Old Testament. Samuel would be a major prophet, of course. But there are many of these smaller prophets that are talking about a time and a place and with a particular message for the people of the Jews. And it's been compiled as a part of the scriptures. And the one that we're reading right now is known as Habakkuk or Habakkuk. You pronounce it either way you want. But this prophet lived about 600 years BC during the height of the Babylonian Empire controlling this region. And we know from our biblical history that God would use the Babylonians to punish the Jews for their unfaithfulness. They've had a slew of kings after David who have not been faithful. Israel's been divided into Judah and Israel, and they've found themselves worshiping Baal, offering their children as sacrifices. They have gone way far astray. And so God has a remedy for that in a punishment for a time of purification. And so here's Habakkuk warning the people of the Jews during this time period. Chapter 2, beginning at verse 9. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness in his house, that he may set his next on high, that he might be delivered from the power of evil. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. For the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and establisheth a city by iniquity. Behold, it is not of the Lord of hosts that the people shall labor in the very fire, and the people shall weary themselves for very vanity. For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord, and the waters cover the sea. Woe unto him that saith to the wood, Awake, to the dumb stone, Arise, it shall teach. Behold, it is laid over with gold and silver, and there is no breach at all in the midst of it. But the Lord is in his holy temple. Let all the earth keep silence before him. Now, I hope that last line is familiar because it's actually one of the opening sentences that's used for the daily office. The Lord is in his holy temple. Let all the earth keep silence before him. The struggle is going to be that even the rocks and the stones and the timbers will testify against the people of Israel for their unfaithfulness, for their inability to keep to the original covenant and the worship of the one true and living God. Right? And after all that God's done for them, they turn away. Now, the good news is that after this time period where the Jews are actually sent into exile, and this time of purification, when they come back, they're going to do a much better job. Not perfect, still sinful, because we know that with the law, you cannot really be sanctified, and it can only come by grace through faith in Jesus Christ. But this time period is so important, and Habakkuk is warning the people of the Jews that this is, in fact, what God is doing. So today's Saturday. We gather tomorrow for worship. Thanks be to God. 7:30 morning prayer, 8 o'clock Holy Communion, 10 o'clock Holy Communion, and 5:30 evening prayer with communion. So if you're not out of town for the Labor Day weekend, I do hope that you will join us tomorrow in church. May God bless you.